Okay, so one of the most important parts here of painting is cleaning your brushes. So after you're done with a session, making sure your brushes are good to use for the next time. Okay. So because this is oil paint, as the name suggests, it's oil based. So it's not like acrylic where it will be water soluble. You cannot clean these with water. Nothing will happen. So instead, you have to have something like this. Even though it looks like it's water, it's actually a mineral spirit called terpenoid. In the olden days, they used turpentine, but this is a synthetic turpentine basically. It's odorless and easier to use. So instead of water, you've got to dip your brush in here, swirl that around, kind of put it on a paper towel, make sure all the pigment gets out of there. And now this is pretty good. There's still maybe just a tiny bit of stain in there, but for our purposes, it's pretty much 100% clean. All right. Now, what you don't want to do is then pour this out. Even though it's a little bit muddy right now, you can see it's fairly clear, but there's a little bit of that brown pigment in there. Don't pour this out. We can reuse this. What's going to happen is between now and the next session, the brown pigment is going to settle to the bottom of this container. It's going to separate, and we're going to have a layer of pigment and a layer of terpenoid that's clear, and then we can just use that good terpenoid, pour it into another container, clean out the sediment at the bottom, and then re-pour the same terpenoid back into here, and it'll be pretty much brand new again. So we can continue to reuse this just little bit of mineral spirit over and over and over again. Okay. Now we're not quite done yet. The very last thing we want to do is over time, we don't want these bristles to start poking out. We want to keep them nice and sharp. So to do that, I'm going to use a little bit of Dawn dish soap and just pour a little bit there. Not before, but after we've cleaned it. And I'm just going to run some of this through the bristles. And as you can see, that is, if it'll focus in my camera here, that is sharp. And it'll stay that sharp as long as we thoroughly clean these out first, and then second, put that Dawn dish soap in here. And we've got to do that at the end of every single class period. If we forget, even for just one class period, the next time we come back, these are going to be as hard as rock, and we will have ruined the brush and we won't be able to use them anymore. So it needs to be cleaned like this every single time without exception from here on out.